Hi everyone. And of course, every one of you have at least once in your life felt these butterflies I feel right now in my stomach. And butterflies are usually the result of fear. And today I want to speak about one specific fear of public speaking and communication. So this fear, as any other emotion or behavior, is the consequence of our early years experiences that have programmed our brain in a certain way. And this programming can become a huge limit in one's life. We remember our early childhood when our parents told us, hey, do not play with that kid, you don't know him. Or do not look at that man, he is a stranger. Or do not talk to that woman, she might be dangerous. Afterwards, in school, they teach us mistakes are forbidden. And if we make a mistake, we will be punished and shamed. So having all this in our minds, it's not strange that public speaking is actually the first fear in the world amongst young population. 18% of the US young students have put public speaking on the first place on their fears list, even before that. And for me, it was certainly higher above any other fear. It all started in my childhood as I grew up with stuttering. If you watched a movie, King's Speech, you know what's the story about. And it culminated in my high school. We were introducing ourselves to our actually history teacher, and as my term was approaching, I felt actually terrible sickness in my stomach and hundreds of thoughts, like a swarm of the flies in my head circling and telling me, you cannot do this, you will fail, they will all laugh at you. I stood up and my heart was actually pumping like, of course, crazy. I managed to say my name somehow in the quiet, monotone voice. And the professor asked, have you eaten anything for a breakfast today? That's supposed to be funny. After a few similar experiences, I've made a biggest mistake in my life. I started avoiding all uncomfortable speaking situations and sticking to the small circle of my close friends and family. And that actually lasted until 5 years ago, when I hit a similar block ordering food. It was actually a drop that spilled over the glass and I needed to do something immediately. I started doing many things, but most importantly, I have confronted my fear. I started talking to the people on the street, making phone calls, joined a wonderful Toastmasters club in Sarajevo, and started with online support groups. So coming period was actually a straining struggle. I remember I have wondered myself often, would the help finally come? Will all this effort result in actually nothing? After a year, I saw the first changes. Small victories break throughout the surface, and in the last years, 2 big victories actually came. We started a support group for people who stutter in Bosnia to actually help ourselves and those who are practically left on their own to cope with biggest problem in their life. I also became a lecturer holding a programming course. Is there anything better than teaching someone a skill that might actually change their life for better while enjoying the process in the same time? If I did not confront my fear, I would still live monotone, quiet life without a goal and purpose. If someone asked me to hold this speech 5 years ago, it would be a first-level shock for me. And today I perceive it as actually a great opportunity to share this important message with you. And moreover, the science tells the same as my experience does. Until 70s, neuroscientists believed that our actually brain structure and activity is fixed throughout the childhood. However, today it's not a secret that brain plasticity remains throughout the life. And did you know that we have 100s of billions of the neurons in our brain, each of them creating thousands of synapses or links to other neurons. So what does this mean? Actually, the set of synapses enables us to do automatic tasks, learning new things, memorize something, or be creative. And uniform increase in activity in one part of the brain leads to increasing synaptic strength. We are either learning new things or enhancing existing skills. So this brain plasticity is the basis for discovering new treatments for people who suffer from schizophrenia or Alzheimer's disease. And it practically enables us to improve or overcome anything in our life if we constantly and continuously work on it. And research not only showed that new experiences are vital in the learning process, it also showed that it is vital in keeping our brain healthy. So it's actually a two-way circuit. Of course, more new experiences, healthier brain. Healthier brain is your way to try something new. An example of man who did not lack new experiences throughout his whole adult life is John Harrison, a person who have motivated me to begin my journey and persist on the right path. As a shy boy, actually John worked at his father's copyright agency in New York. He didn't meet much people, and when he had to, he tried to be short and quiet so they don't catch his speech impediment. At his 30s, John was really unhappy and dissatisfied with his life. So what John did, he moved from a secure nest of his parents in the New York all a long way to San Francisco to restart his life from scratch and discover who he is and what he likes. And he discovered he's good in public speaking, something being perceived as dreadful throughout his whole life. And John became a public speaker and a public speaking coach. So a person who could not say his own name started actually teaching TV presenters, managers, actors how to act and speak on stage. And the change happened after his 30s. We do not have to wait so long to start a change, because each day spent in anxiety, frustration, and limits is a lost day. While some follows John's example, there are actually many others who would not do the similar thing. I see so many people scared of a driving car because their brother or father was actually yelling at them 10 years ago when they first got their license. I see so many people who are constantly nervous, yelling, and making the hell out of life for their family members, and everyone says, he's like that, you cannot change it. I see so many people who undergo dreadful mobbing and bullying at their workplace, but they still don't try to change it. And they say, I cannot do anything else, I'm used to this. So most of people do not confront their fears because they want to play it safe. But paradox is we cannot be safe and well in the long run unless we confront our fears, thoughts, and actually needless limits. If Martin Luther King didn't stand up and fight, millions of black people, including himself, may still not enjoy the liberty and freedom. Let's follow his example. Let's not be the slaves of our minds, attitudes, and bad programming. If we do this, we can live a life of happiness, purpose, and prosperity. And then great things start to happen for us and for others. Thank you very much.